Hi there, I'm Erin with Five Parks Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today's class is aimed at loosening up and stretching the wrists and forearms, shoulders, low back, and hips. This class is inspired by the gift wrapping season. I know when I'm wrapping gifts, I have very bad form, sitting on the floor, hunching over, and just needing to take a break, sit up and stretch. You don't have to take long out of your day. This is going to be a short and sweet practice just to give you a break. So go ahead and start on your back. Bring your feet flat to the floor, your arms alongside your body. Bring your knees to touch. Close your eyes. Connect to your breath. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth exhale. Take 3 long and slow inhales and exhales through your nose as you lie here on your back. Continue with your deep breathing as we begin to move and open the hips. So bring your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Bring your arms to a goalpost position and start to rock your knees side to side. Just feel your lower back opening up, your hips and your hip flexors releasing. Some internal and external rotation as we sway our knees side to side. Next time your knees come to the right, release them down toward the floor or your mat. If you want to deepen into the twist, you can take your right ankle on top of your left knee. Let the weight of your right foot and gravity do its work to bring your left knee a little bit closer to your mat and to open up your lower back and your hip a little bit more. Okay, and come back through center and release to the opposite side, resting your knees down to the left. If you want to deepen into this twist and this stretch, you can take your left foot on top of your right knee. Let the weight of your foot and gravity do its work. Hold here. Take both feet back to the floor. Bring your knees back to center. Bring your feet in line with your knees, in line with your hips. Rest your arms alongside your body with your palms spaced down, fingers spread wide. We're going to take 3 rolling bridges. So press into your heels as you breathe in. Start to roll up the length of your spine, opening up the fronts of your hips. And then roll down as you breathe out. So you can go at your own pace. We're going to do 2 more. Take it nice and slow and feel that release as you also start to stimulate your low back muscles and get them online and working for the betterment of your posture and the health and strength of your back muscles. Okay, next time your hips come down onto the floor, just release all tension here. Extend your left leg long on your mat and then hug your right knee in toward your chest. Interlace your fingers around your knee. Bring your knee up toward the right, toward your right shoulder. Flex your feet back. Bring your elbows in and down. Complete your exhale. Bring your knee back towards center. Extend your right foot up toward the ceiling. Hold on to the back of your right thigh And then you can flex and point your right foot. And then draw circles in one direction. And then circles in the other direction. Come back to neutral. Walk your hands a little bit further up the back of your leg, bringing your forehead towards your knee, pulling your knee a little bit closer in so you're getting a nice stretch along the back of your leg, and this extends all the way up to your glutes and your low back. And then slowly release your right foot down, your right leg long, and then we'll switch sides. So rest your head back down on your mat and draw your left knee into your chest. Bring your left knee to the left up toward your left shoulder. Flex your feet back, bring your elbows in and down, nice flat back here. Compression in your left hip. Complete your exhale. Bring your left knee back towards center, extend your left foot up toward the ceiling, hold on to the back of your left thigh. Start to point and flex your left foot. Draw circles in one direction, circles in the other direction. Come back to center. Walk your hands back up or further up the back of your leg. You can hold on to your calf. You're lifting your shoulders up off your mat, and you can bring your forehead towards your knee towards your forehead. So you're using the strength in your arms to gently draw your knee a little bit closer in. So big stretch in the back of your left leg. All right, now you're gonna bring both knees into your chest. Release your shoulders back down onto your mat. You can take opposite hand toward opposite wrist or elbow. So very tight compression here for your hips. Nice lengthener for your low back. So you're just releasing your low back down onto the floor as much as is possible. Compressing both hips. So we opened the hips in the front. We closed the hips by drawing the knees in. Okay, now relax the grip on your knees. Separate your knees and feet for happy baby. You can hold on to your ankles, your calves, your toes. Draw your thighs a little bit closer to the floor. And if it feels good on your low back, you can rock side to side, or you can hold it in stillness. There's a lot happening in happy baby pose, so feel the sensations again in your low back, in your hips, your inner thighs, the backs of your legs, your hamstrings. All right, if you're rocking side to side, make your way back to center. Take a loose squeeze of your knees in. Just roll the length of your spine one time, and then make your way up to a seated position. All right, let's roll out the wrists, forearms. I'm just gonna stretch your shoulders as well. So let's just start by interlacing the fingers, pressing your palms so they face outward, and move them forward. So relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Stretching your forearms, your wrists. Now lift your arms up so the palms of your hands are facing the ceiling. Kind of a different type of side bend, but it's not going to be as deep. You're just going to side bend to the left. And then come back to center and side bend to the right. Come back to center. Bring your arms down. Bring the palms of your hands together and roll your wrists in one direction. Roll your wrists in the other direction. Okay, and let's open the chest and shoulders. So take your hands behind your back. Once again, interlace your fingers. Press your fists down. Lift your chin up off your chest. And then you can hinge forward from here, reaching your hands up over the back of your head. You're gonna get a big stretch in your shoulders and chest as well as your low back as you forward fold. The compression in your hips again. Okay, now come all the way back up. Tent your hands behind your hips, and then lift your chest and lift your chin. Stretching through your throat and your chest. Okay, come all the way back to center, and come to tabletop position. And what better postures to do than cat and cow? So we're gonna move with the breath through cat and cow. So breathe in, drop your belly, lift your tailbone and the crown of your head as you open the front side of your body, and then round your spine. Draw your chin toward your chest. And then back and forth with your breath. Go at your own pace. Feel the sensations in your body. So if you've been sitting on the floor or in a chair, if you've been hunching over, rolling your shoulders forward, this is a great way to counteract that posture. And just loosen you up and make you feel better overall. Okay, we're gonna take one more of each. One more cat, one more cow, and then we're going to meet at tabletop position. All right, now we wanna stretch out the forearms, and you're gonna take very gently the tops of your hands onto your mat. You're gonna face your fingers toward one another. And again, you're not dumping weight into your wrists, okay? Very fragile little bones here. And just rock side to side. Or you can hold steady. It just depends on how big of a stretch you want on the fronts of your forearms. One of my favorite stretches here, if you want to try it, is just to make fists with your hands. So for me, I can really feel it go all the way up the fronts of my forearms toward my elbows, and then of course, you're getting a little bit of strength and use out of your hands, bending your fingers. Alrighty, if your fingers are bent, extend them, come back to tabletop, real gentle. It's like a counter action there. And then just rock front and back. Alrighty. Now from here, let's continue to stretch out the low back. Bring your knees wide, bring your toes to touch. Sit your hips back to your heels, walk your hands forward, spread your fingers wide, and then release your forehead down onto your mat. So full spine lengthener. Big stretch for your low back, compression once again in your hips. So the compression in your hips is a hip opener. So it's not just when you feel like your hips are open to the front. So even when they're compressed, this is a hip opener. So it's good for your hips. Another breath. Let's stretch the back of the shoulder here. So keep your right arm long and then slide your left arm underneath your right. Come onto your left shoulder and your left ear. So let your head be very heavy on your mat. So this should feel like a restful posture as you stretch the back of your shoulder and continue to stretch your low back. Extend your left arm long and you're going to slide your right arm underneath your left. Come onto your right shoulder and your right ear. Rest your head, the entire weight of your head on your mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Extend your right arm long. Rest your forehead down on your mat. And we are preparing for sphinx pose. So what you're going to do is you're going to come forward onto your forearms, extend your legs back behind you, rest your hips and your thighs down on the floor. Now extend tall through the crown of your head. Really bring your shoulders down towards your mat as you lift up, opening the front and back side of your neck. And take one more breath here in Sphinx. So this is a nice back bend here. Now from Sphinx, you can just kind of lower down and slide your hands back so they're underneath your shoulders. You're gonna press up onto the tops of your feet, straight arms, all the way to upward facing dog. So from this position, begin to lift your knees up off the floor. Okay, so you're active here in your quads, obviously active in your arms. Weight in your hands here, and then let's all together press back to downward facing dog. You can kind of roll over the tops of your feet, release your heels down to your mat, and then pedal your legs, bending and straightening one leg at a time. So here you're opening up your calves, and then again, a nice lengthener for your spine. So if you could picture yourself from the side, you want to look like an upside down triangle, or I guess it would be a right side up triangle. So nice long spine, your head in line with your spine, no tension in your neck. You can even wobble out your head and your neck. Okay, from here, walk your hands back to your feet and come into a standing forward fold. Another full breath here. Breathe in, come up to a halfway lift. Nice flat back. Exhale, standing forward fold. One more time. Flat back, breathe in, and let this forward fold be your deepest yet, moving with the breath. On your next breath in, roll your way up to standing. Nice and slow. We definitely want to stand up on our feet, getting a break from the floor or your chair. And from here, let's stretch the neck. So bring your feet to touch a little bit of space between your heels, so your toes and heels are in one line. Extend your left hand down toward your mat. So active in your hand, bring your right hand to the top of your head and draw your ear toward your shoulder. Really just press through your fingertips. And then we're gonna switch sides. So come back to center, extend your right fingertips down toward your mat. I'm not mirroring you, so it's opposite. So bring your left hand to the top of your head and just bring your ear toward your shoulder. So let this be a counter pull. So you're pressing your fingers of your right hand down and then bringing your left ear to the left just to increase and deepen that stretch. Okay, now come back to center. Both hands down towards your mat, palms face out. Inhale, rise up to tall mountain. And then as you exhale, cactus your arms, lift your chin. So you're opening up the front of your neck, your throat center. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Okay. Breathe in, come all the way back up to tall mountain. As you breathe in, hinge from your hips, reach off to the side, come all the way down into standing forward fold. Breathe in, come to a halfway lift, and then breathe out. Walk your hands forward so you're in a high plank position, and then press your way back to downward facing dog. On your next breath in, lift your right leg high and bring your right knee toward your right wrist. We're coming into half pigeon. Nice deep hip stretch here. So set your shin down on the floor, press up onto your hands, lifting through the crown of your head, maybe lifting your chin up, looking up, and then release down onto your hands or onto your mat, or if you have a block, you can rest your forehead on whatever is accessible to you. And we're gonna hold here for 3 long, slow, deep inhales and exhales. Going to be our last breath in this position. Come back up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes under and step back to downward facing dog. Feel the difference between your right side and your left side.
Just a couple more postures here. So can you stay present here on your mat, not thinking about the tasks that lie ahead? All that you see is your yoga mat, and right now, your feet. So lift your left leg up, half pigeon on the other side. So bringing your left shin down onto your mat. As you breathe in, stretch up, lengthen through the crown of your head, little arch in your spine here. And then as you breathe out, rest down. Bringing your forehead to your fists, mat, block, whatever is accessible. 3 deep inhales and exhales. Come back up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes under, press back to downward facing dog. Take a couple more breaths in downward facing dog. Your yoga practice is an act of self-care. So as you're doing things for others with an act of an open heart and kindness and love, it's important that you take care of yourself. So committing to your yoga practice, showing up here on your mat is just that. Make your way down onto your shins, cross over your ankles, come to your seat, bring your feet flat to the floor. Extend your arms forward, roll down onto your back. Extend your legs long. And our next posture is Shavasana. If there's anything else that you need for for anywhere in your body, but your hips or your low back, your shoulders, wrists, you can take that now. Otherwise, extend your arms long, let your palms face up. Your fingers are now nice and relaxed. Your feet are relaxed, they're just falling open. Together, let's take a deep breath in, hold it at the top. Let it go through your mouth. Rest here in Shavasana. Let your body be heavy. Let your thoughts just drift by, just continuing to be present here. Feel your body, notice your body, working your way up from your toes all the way to the crown of your head. Just knowing that this is an act of self-care. This is a commitment to yourself during a time where you may be giving a lot more than usual. I invite you to rest here in Shavasana. When you're ready, you'll extend your arms up overhead, bring your feet together, point your toes, reach your arms up for a full body stretch. Roll onto your side before you come to a seated position. Taking a final moment in gratitude for your yoga practice, for your commitment to yourself. So you can bring this peace, love, and compassion to others. When you're ready, press your way up to a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart. Sit up tall, breathe in deeply. Breathe out.
today as you go forward. May you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.